Hi guys, welcome back to our daily numerology reading. So today we are taking a look at July 7th, 2021. Hope everyone is having a good July 7th out there. So what do we got today? We have, again, a month of a 7, we have a day of a 7, and we have a year of a 5. And so these are all going to add together to come out to a 19-1. So this is interesting because it's actually pretty difficult to get 19-1s in daily numerology reads. There's only a handful of 19-1s in the year because you need to have a high enough have a high enough month number to manage that. So it is pretty difficult to get that. Last year I think there was only 2 or 3 of them. This year there's going to be more because our year number is a little bit higher. So we have that, and then so this is going to be this day in history, and then we also have our 9-day cycle one. So we are hitting it off for our 9-day cycle, which is the month plus day as a 14-5, and then we have a day of a 7. So this one is actually pretty interesting for us because what ends up happening is that we have a double malefic. So this 19-1 and this 14-5 are both malefic numbers. And so malefic numbers offer extra challenges attached to them. And so these sorts of challenges vary depending on what the numbers are, but to have 2 of them both in your 9-day cycle and then also in this day in history, it doesn't really bode well for a lot of positive energy going around, so be mindful of that. For this day in history, so if we're looking at wider trends, or if we look back at this day in history, this 19-1 typically represents skeletons in the closet. This is the spiritual malefic, and so this one is all about secrets coming to life. This is all about your skeletons in your closet. This is also about independence versus humanity. So it's this interplay between the common good and the individual good. But oftentimes this is why we have skeletons in the closet, is because we don't want whatever that is deep inside of us to come out to light, to the common humanity. And so unfortunately this is one of those things where this is one of those days where that might happen. So keep watch for some secrets being revealed, keep watch for long-term skeletons coming out of the closet, and just be mindful if you have your own skeletons in the closet. Maybe this is a day to get that off your chest, and maybe this is a day to find that confidant that you can trust to help out with that. And this is paired against the 14-5, which is a malefic number, and it sometimes is called the malefic of the material. And 14-5s are always they're always in a battle between responsibility and go with the flow. And so there's this interchange between this sort of duty and this sort of laissez-faire, free sort of idea. And so with this one, it's one of those things where trying to balance out this desire to go with the flow versus being mindful of the duties and responsibilities that you have, and being mindful of things that you must get done. This is one of those days where that's really important. And so it is a 5 within your 9-day cycle. So 5s are all about, when we look at 5s, we're looking at the middle of the cycle, and so this is a bit of risk or a bit of gamble, but it also is taking a look at what's coming to fruition. So these are kind of where you start getting the sprouts. So whatever you started back on July 3rd, you should be starting to see a little bit of manifestation from that. So take a look for it's not you're not harvesting yet, but you can start seeing those sprouts. You can start seeing that manifest in your outer world. So take a look at that. Take a look back at what you started on July 3rd and know that you've got another 4 days. So if you made some good decisions on July 3rd, you've got another 4 days to work towards that and reap those rewards. And if you didn't, then this is going to be one of those. The next 4 days might not be the harvest that you're looking for, but something to keep in mind. And then on top of that, we also have the day, and it's a day 7. So a day 7 is gonna go for spirituality, right? So this is the research, the knowledge, the curiosity, and when you're pairing this curiosity mind back with this day in history, this is why some of those secrets are going to come out of her closet. You've got this curious mind that starts digging through stuff, starts digging into those aspects of yourself that you don't want to look at, and they might come out for a bit. So that's going to also play into it. It's also going to have an impact on your day. But if you do have a bit of research to get done, if you're feeling like you don't really want to see people, you've had a pretty peopled out week, day 7 is a good day for you to kind of take a break, go a little bit into a hermit mode, and just take a step back to evaluate. And so one thing I'm going to add is I'm also going to add in kind of like a tarot of the day. And so I'm going to pull one card, and I'm going to relate it back to the numerology that we have in hand. And if more cards are needed, then I'll pull more cards. So in this particular case, we have the 5 of Wands. So wands are all about passions, and they're all about our passions. They're all about what drives us, what motivates us. They're the fire, right? They're the fire that's deep inside of us. And again, when we talk about fives are all about go with the flow, right? And so when you look numerologically speaking at that, having that paired with that 5 energy in your in your day month cycle is something that is interesting. But basically what this card represents is that you might have some obstacles that are getting chucked into your path, and sometimes they can become overwhelming. And so this is very much that 14-5 energy where there's this call towards duty and responsibility and to go with the flow. So these things are cropping up. You have these obstacles that are in your way, and there's too many of them, and so it's beginning to overwhelm you. But keep at it. You are midway through the cycle, so just keep in mind that you are able to overcome those obstacles. Just knock them down one day at a time and one obstacle at a time, and that is going to help you make it through the day. So that is our numerology reading for today, and I will see you guys back here tomorrow. Thank you so much, and make sure to like and subscribe below for more numerology content.